Hi, it's Tash from Foxes and Brown Bears Tarot, and today I thought I'd do a short little video on Oracle decks. And so these are my top currently favorite Oracle decks. And what's actually motivated this is the fact that I have lately been really drawn to Oracle. So I went for a whole phase where I was more into tarot than Oracle, and for some reason, I don't know why, I don't know if it's my current emotional state or it's just a phase, I don't know, but I've been loving working with oracles. And so I keep watching walkthroughs of oracles, and I keep searching them online. And not that I need to buy any more oracles, but I'm just really drawn to them. And so I tried to do a bit of a search in terms of oracle decks that are quite affordable, and looking at people's favorite sort of mass market oracle decks, and there weren't a lot of them. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to do one of my own videos. And so basically what I've done is I've picked 5 decks that I adore and that have been favorites for pretty much ever since I got them, and will remain favorites as far as I can tell. And they're all available mass market, and so they're nice affordable decks for anyone who's looking for oracle decks, and they're all a little bit different too. So hopefully this can be a helpful video to people. Okay, so my all-time favorite animal oracle deck, and I don't even have the box for it anymore because these never get put away really, are the medicine cards. And so I love the bag I've made for this one. This is just pride of place. This sits in my bedroom permanently. It never gets put anywhere. But it's an interesting one because I really don't like the backs, and everyone complains about the backs all the time. They're not great. They're also super glossy cards, and they are very thin. And so there's a lot of issues with them. But I love them so much. So much. I think the artwork is actually quite endearing. I think they truly are quite beautiful. And they do come with spare cards as well, where you can actually draw animals that seem to be missing. So that's kind of handy, although I've never done that because I am hopeless at drawing. I should really move these out. So I don't know why they've been shuffled in. But as you can see, it's by Jamie Sams and David Carson, illustrated by Angela Wernicke. And take that one out. And they are truly beautiful cards in my opinion. However, what makes these cards amazing is the book. For each card in the deck, you have this great bit of information. So you've got a picture of the animal, you've got a little poem, and I really like these. Sometimes I'll memorize those as my affirmation for the day, and they can be really useful. And then what you'll have is you'll have a keyword that goes with that particular card, and then you have a lot of information. So you'll have information about the medicine of that particular card. You'll often have an actual story about it. And then you'll have quite a lot of a message and advice that card brings with you. And then if you want to use reversals, there is information on reading it in a reversal position. I tend not to read reversals. However, if a card falls into a spread where that particular position is a negative, so for example an obstacle, then I might look at the contrary meaning to assist me. But the way I generally use this deck is by pulling a card for the day, and that is my card, and that is I'll look at the keyword. That's kind of an advice of the type of energy I need to embody for that day. the poem will give me advice in terms of the affirmation that I need to remember for that day. So that's the medicine cards. Yeah, all-time favorite. Do not be put off by the backs because these cards are amazing. All right. Another one that I really like, and I should mention that the rest of these are in no particular order, but these ones are just gorgeous. And I bought these a bit of on a whim, but they're the Goddess Dream Oracles. And there is a current Goddess Love Oracle, which I've just recently got to. That one is beautiful as well. It isn't in my top 5 at the moment though, because I haven't really worked with it for a very long time. So these are by Wendy Andrew, and the boxes are beautiful. They're beautiful linen finish. And this is by Rockpool, beautiful box. The book is gorgeous. It's got linen finish on the outside as well. It is in full color. It has information on the card and a little affirmation as well. So that's kind of cool. And once again, the cards are quite glossy. If you can kind of see, they are quite glossy. But I don't mind because they're the gloss that slides, and so they don't stick together, because I don't like the glossy ones that kind of stick together and you can't really use them effectively. Because I pull cards I let them jump out. I read jumping cards, and so glossy cards that stick together don't really work for that purpose, because you tend to have clumps jump out, and then that kind of complicates my reading. I love these backs. They are absolutely beautiful. And the artwork on these are gorgeous. I love the artwork. But also what I love about these are the keywords. So you have the one keyword, and then you have a little phrase that expands on that. So courage, and then courage in the face of conflicts. In nature, connect with nature. Trust, all is as it should be. Serenity, be calm. Strength, know your strength. And so what I like about these is they just cut to the point advice for your day. And so I use these a lot I'll have whatever daily spread I'm having with tarot, and then I'll pull one of these as advice for the day. So I really like these. They are so beautiful. The artwork's gorgeous. And as I said, the phrases are wonderful. I really like them. So yeah. So yes, I love this one so much. And that's the Goddess Dream Oracle by Wendy Andrew. All right, so the next one that I have is a little bit different in terms of art from that one. And this one is, I shall show you, the Sacred Destiny. These are Sacred Destiny Oracle by Denise Linn. I love Denise Linn's decks. I find that they are, they've got a really good energy about them. They're very well thought out, and they just work really well. So this is a Hay House deck, and comes with a nice little book. It is in black and white, but it does give you a description of what the card is showing, and then it gives you a little short meaning. So they're not extensive meanings, but they are so good. So highly recommend this. And this deck I love because it pretty much pairs with just about any tarot I use. It just works. Once again, I love the backs. This one is a nice matte finish, although they do stick together. So it's the matte that kind of sticks a little bit. It's the so I struggle with this with the jumping cards, but still, I love it so much that it doesn't actually bother me too much. And the borders don't bother me either. I actually think the white border frames the pictures really nicely. And you can see the images are just beautiful. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It's kind of surreal and just so beautiful and tranquil. The majority of them are sort of landscapes. Love this one. And it's just really simple. It just has a nice keyword at the bottom, and it just works really well. It helps to expand on any particular reading that you have. Sometimes I read these as advice, and you know, or it will just be the general energy that's operating, that's underlying that particular reading, or it could be a trait that I actually need to take on. So I need to be more adventurous, for example, or you know, I need to, you know, the whole energy of the day is all about fulfillment, or I need to find my inner peace, or I need to focus. So it really depends on the reading, how I interpret this particular word. I will often look at the guidebook, but sometimes I just don't need to. I just use the images and think about what the keyword elicits for me. And the artwork is just so beautiful. I love this deck so much. So so that's a Denise Linn Sacred Destiny by Hay House. So super affordable deck that is just an all-rounder. You can use it for any kind of reading at all. So if you can only afford one Oracle deck, this is a highly recommended one. All right, so on the same vein, this is another Denise Linn deck. And this is the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards, also published by Hay House, so very affordable. And I love these. I've had these forever. I've had these for so long, and they remain my favorites. They're just so gorgeous. The book is very cute. Once again, it's quite simple, black and white, and you'll have the card, you'll have a keyword, a phrase that goes with it, a card meaning, and then a message in terms of what the Sacred Traveler wants you to know. And so these are great. This information is so great. It's always been on point when I go back to the guidebook. But what I love about this deck too are the backs. I love the backs. And I've realized that I really like quite abstract backs that are or symmetrical backs. So it's something that I've really learned about it. Now, once again, these are the matte finish ones, so that they stick a little, but they're so beautiful. Once again, I don't mind. Now, these are a bit storybook in nature. I love the purple. I think it works really nicely. And you can see that it has the keyword and then the phrase underneath, which matches what the book has. Now, like, for example, this one kind of elicits Aladdin to me. You know, expect the wondrous to emerge in terms of miracles. So it does have that storybook feel. But I think because of that, I just love the messages it gives me. And what I like about it is the messages are very, very direct. It's, you know, it does not get vague. You're strong beyond measure, you know, like, or get ready for new horizons, or tread thoughtfully. Open your heart to joy. Support is all around you. And so what I find is that these cards are great in terms of advice to match up with a tarot reading. And they're just gorgeous. I love them. The artwork's so beautiful. So yeah, like lie back, rest and relax. Yep, I should do that. You can overcome anything. So yeah, these are all-time favorites. I think they'll remain all-time favorites. And they have a fox in them. So yes, can't go wrong. So yes, so that's the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards by Denise Linn. Highly recommend. Once again, it's one of those all-rounders that seems to just read in any setting. So yeah, great deck. And then my final one is the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards by Kyle Gray, illustrated by Lily Moses. And this is once again a Hay House deck, and so very affordable. This is lovely. Like, I love the box is beautiful. And once again, it comes with your standard little Hay House book. And it actually has quite a lot of information. So you'll have your keywords from the card, a message. It tells you a bit about that particular angel or ancestor. And then it gives you an extended message. And so it's actually quite a lot of information, and it's really quite useful as well. Now, this is probably my most recent of these 5, and it's quickly jumped to one of my favorites for a lot of reasons. Firstly, I absolutely love the backs. Love them so much. And they are the beautiful matte finish as the other 2 were. So it means they clump together a little bit, as you can see. They do stick a little. But once again, they're so beautiful, I don't mind. Like, cardstock to me, it's great if it's wonderful. But if I love the cards in every other way, I can completely ignore the cardstock. And once again, the artwork is beautiful. And I love the keywords as well. And so here you got Lord, take charge with authority. White Witch, be the light. You've also got some animals in there. So stag, trust and thrive. You've got some objects. So arrow, surround yourself with protective energy. Great shield, maiden. But once again, they have the seasons as well. So that's kind of really cool. And once again, what I love about this though, is it's just so obvious. You know, it's just a very direct message on taking action. Okay, trust your talents in changing times. I got this card a lot last year and that totally matched. They were changing times. So yes, so I just think they are beautiful, and the messages once again work so beautifully. This is a very grounded deck, so it's great if you're doing a reading at a time when you're feeling a little bit airy-fairy, flighty, anxious, because it's a way of really grounding your energy and giving you very direct messages where you don't really have to work very hard to use them. You know, you're not alone. Take time to reflect. You know, be open to healing information. So you can see there are the angel cards. You've got guardian cards, that they in the form of the guardian cards. And you'll see here the elemental ones. So yes, enjoy success and happiness. Embrace the energy of peace. Beautiful. Choose your path. So yes, beautiful. And you've got some great ancestral cards too. Wonderful, from different cultures. So it's a lot of archetypes as well. So you could almost use it as a bit of an archetypal deck in a way, because you've got a hermit, knight, whatnot. So yes, I think it's beautiful. And once again, it can be used as an all-rounder, although, as I said, it's used more for a grounding in my opinion. Even though it's got that angel aspect, I find it a very grounded deck. It's very, very earthy and grounded, as I said. So yeah, they are my top 5 Oracle decks that are mass market, readily available, and that I use all the time. If I can't figure out what to use, I pull one of these. And even when I'm working with different decks, sometimes I'll just have one of these as well on the go, just because they're so reassuring to me. So anyway, I hope that was helpful to you guys. There's so many decks out there that sometimes getting someone's opinion on decks that are really versatile and work really well can be super beneficial. So thank you for watching. Take care.